Imagine a car that doesn't just drive forward, doesn't just turn left or right, but can actually move sideways like a living creature. A car with no traditional steering wheel, glowing wheels, transparent doors, and a body that appears to breathe and communicate with the world around it. This isn't a movie prop from a science fiction film. This is the Mercedes-Benz VISION AVTR, one of the wildest electric concept cars ever created. And the more you discover about this machine, the more you realize that Mercedes-Benz wasn't simply designing another luxury car. They were imagining what transportation could become when humans, technology, and nature are no longer treated as separate things. The Vision AVTR made its world premiere at CES 2020 in Las Vegas, and its entire design was inspired by the world of Avatar and the idea of creating a deeper connection between people and machines. From the outside, the first thing that grabs your attention is the shape. There are no traditional sharp lines dominating the body. Instead, everything flows together in one smooth, almost organic form. Mercedes describes this philosophy as a one-bow design, and it gives the car the appearance of a creature rather than a conventional automobile. Look at those doors, and things get even more futuristic. Large, transparent surfaces create a visual connection between the cabin and the outside world, while the opening mechanism was inspired by the wings of the flying creatures seen in Avatar. The silver body is surrounded by blue illumination, while light elements running through the vehicle are designed to resemble energy flowing through a living nervous system. But the rear of the car is where the Vision AVTR becomes truly unbelievable. Sitting across the back are 33 individually movable bionic flaps. They resemble the scales of a futuristic creature, and they can move in different directions to create a living, breathing effect. Mercedes designed these elements to interact with the vehicle's environment and communicate the car's movements and intentions through subtle motion. And then there are the wheels. They look like something that belongs on a spaceship. Each wheel has its own futuristic visual identity, with glowing elements inspired by the floating seeds from the world of Pandora. But the technology behind those wheels is even more impressive than their appearance. The Vision AVTR uses 4 independently controllable electric motors, with one motor associated with each wheel. Together, the system produces more than 350 kilowatts, which is roughly equivalent to 469 horsepower. The intelligent torque distribution allows power to be controlled individually at each wheel. That means this isn't simply an all-wheel drive electric car. It represents a completely different approach to vehicle movement. And here's where things get crazy. The Vision AVTR can move sideways. By controlling the front and rear wheels in different directions, the concept can perform what Mercedes describes as a crab movement, allowing it to travel diagonally or sideways by around 30 degrees. Imagine pulling up beside a parking space, and instead of making a complicated series of steering corrections, the entire vehicle simply slides into position. That feature alone makes the Vision AVTR feel like it came from decades in the future. And Mercedes didn't stop at making the exterior futuristic. Step inside, and the traditional idea of a car interior almost disappears. There's no conventional dashboard packed with buttons and switches. Instead, the cabin is designed as an immersive environment, with a central control interface becoming the primary connection between the driver and the vehicle. Information and controls can be projected into the driver's environment, creating the feeling that the car is responding directly to human interaction. The concept even explores biometric interaction, allowing the machine to recognize and respond to the driver in a much more personal way. In other words, Mercedes was imagining a vehicle where you don't simply operate the car, you communicate with it. Sustainability is another major part of the Vision AVTR story. The concept was designed around a 110 kilowatt-hour battery, with Mercedes presenting an organic, graphene-based battery concept that could avoid certain rare materials and offer a more environmentally conscious approach to electric mobility. Mercedes projected a range of more than 700 kilometers, or around 435 miles, and suggested that the concept could potentially be charged in less than 15 minutes. It's important to remember that these figures belong to a concept vehicle and represent Mercedes-Benz's vision of future technology rather than specifications for a normal production car. The interior also follows the same philosophy. Materials such as vegan-based upholstery and sustainably sourced wood were chosen to reinforce the connection between technology and nature. And that is what makes the Vision AVTR so fascinating. It isn't simply asking, how fast can an electric car go? It is asking a much bigger question. What if a car could behave more like a living organism? Its glowing surfaces represent energy. Its bionic flaps resemble scales. Its wheels are inspired by creatures from Pandora. Its cabin attempts to merge human interaction with digital technology. And its sideways movement completely challenges the way we think a car should move. Of course, there is an important reality check. The Vision AVTR is a concept car, a technological and design showcase, not a normal production model that you can simply walk into a dealership and buy. Some of its technologies represent Mercedes-Benz's vision for future mobility, rather than equipment, available in an ordinary road car. But concept cars are where manufacturers are allowed to break the rules. They can experiment with ideas that may eventually influence future production vehicles, even if the original concept itself never reaches the showroom. And when you look at the Vision AVTR sitting on a road like this, it almost feels less like a car and more like a glimpse into another era. A future where vehicles don't just transport people. They interact with them, they communicate, they adapt, and perhaps one day they may even feel alive. The Vision AVTR may not be the car you'll see parked outside your house tomorrow, but it gives us a fascinating preview of the direction automotive technology could take. And if this is what the future of electric mobility looks like, the next generation of cars could be far more exciting than anything we've seen before. So, what do you think? Would you actually drive a car like the Mercedes-Benz Vision AVTR if it became available? Or is this futuristic design simply too far ahead of its time? Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this look into the future of automotive technology, make sure you stay tuned for the next one.